All right, welcome back to another episode of On the Delo. That music never gets old.
Never.
Again, it came with the road. I bring it up every time I start a podcast. People are like, "Okay, dude, we get it now." This is number 181, folks. We are 181 episodes into this, and as Confucius said, or I'm going to make this up, if you keep doing something, you eventually get used to it. So I think I'm used to it. Here we are.
I love it.
Well, Charles, welcome.
Thank you so much. I've got 180 more episodes to get used to it, so that's great.
Have you ever thought about doing a podcast?
Yeah, I actually have all the equipment I got for Christmas 2 years ago, and Eric, actually, from Taste Phase
Yeah.
is supposed to mentor me on how to get it all set up and done.
How nice of
Yeah,
him. We
I
love
know.
Eric.
Eric is awesome.
Eric is a good friend of mine. Talking about Taste Phase, here's I was going to give you one of the magazines. It's one of their magazines, and I advertise in it, and they're just
yay.
good people. So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Where does the junior come from?
My dad, obviously, is senior.
Yeah.
So when I was younger, he's always been Charlie.
Okay.
And I've been Charles
Yeah.
since I was in first grade. And we started getting mail and you're like 16 and 17, 18. I just kept getting my dad's mail and like credit card stuff. And I'm applying for him. So that turned junior really fast. So
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's funny. Do you have a nickname you go by?
Chuck D.
Chuck D.
Yeah.
Wow.
Obviously Public Enemy
Yeah.
back in the day, a little kid. And then when I played football, I used to just run people over. So it was Chuck Diesel.
Chuck Diesel.
And then I had Chuck D in my license plate from like 16 until 40.
Okay.
Yeah, I got rid of it like at 40. I was like, all right, it's a little time to move on.
I had Italian Stallion.
That's so cool.
Until I got married, my wife's like, "What is this?"
Yeah, she's like, you're taken, so no.
Yeah,
take it
so
out.
she let me keep Delo. I do have DELO.
Yeah.
And everybody, like, it's so funny. I'll get calls or texts while I'm driving. They're like, "Dude, I see
I'm
your
right
car."
behind you.
Yeah,
I'm
no
right
shit.
behind you.
It says Delo on it.
Yeah, mine says aft math now, so.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're going to get into some before math here. So that being said, let's talk about your origin story. Are you from Arizona?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fifth generation native. Grew up in Mesa, Chandler, Gilbert area, right there in that little corner. You call the police and one of the three will show up.
Right.
So that's fun.
No wonder that area is so special to you now.
Yeah.
You're growing up in there. Yeah.
Literally, Country Club in Guadalupe. So
Okay.
just south is Chandler, and the next street over east is Gilbert.
Right.
And I'm on the corner of Mesa growing up. So
Look at that.
I know. So that's why the East Valley is so important.
And what has the last 40 years, like, as you're watching yourself grow and you remember things as a young adult to a child to now an older adult, like what are you seeing like in Arizona going on right now that doesn't surprise you or kind of does surprise you?
I think it's going back. So I think from my experience, 2001, 2000, things were really fun here.
Yeah.
They really were.
Yeah.
I mean, ASU was fun. Old Town was fun. Mill Avenue was fun. And then out of nowhere, just kind of stopped being fun.
Yeah. Totally.
And I mean, I'm no disrespect to
No, I
anybody
get
or
it.
anything. It just all of a sudden, things were strange. And I mean, you used to go out in Old Town and you'd be dressed in, button-up shirt, have to wear dress shoes and no hats allowed. And it was an event to go out and it was fun. And the next thing you know, I'm somewhere, I won't name the place. There's kids just jumping on couches and just ruining stuff. And I'm like, I got to get out of here.
Do you think that's you getting old, or do you think that's just the way the youth has been brought up in this time and age?
Probably that.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause I don't think I was really that old at that point, but that got old to see. And I was like, oh man.
You bring up something interesting. So my stepdad, my mom's third husband, but they've been married like 30 plus years. He was a captain on Eastern Airlines, and it's so funny you talk about this story because I can relate it to this short story right here, where him being a captain for 25 years, flying used to be a privilege.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now we just take it for granted.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
we're on a metal fucking tube, as my friend Jeremy Scott would say, a fart tube in the middle of 30,000 feet, in the middle of the air, and it really is a miracle.
Yeah.
So when people used to be able to afford to fly, now anybody can fly, right?
Right.
But they would get all dressed up in their suits and their dress shoes, and now you got people wearing pajamas with their flip-flops.
Flip-flops, big
put their
furry
feet
sandals.
on their, it's wild.
It is wild. And I remember even just flying as a kid, like we got dressed up. Like I couldn't just roll out of bed. My mom was like, do your hair, like, do your stuff. And Yeah, we just flew to Hawaii not long ago, and same thing. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and people are just rolling out of bed. I go, it's a daytime flight. It's not a red eye.
Right.
Like I could see a red eye just being whatever, but
well,
But I think that's how the restaurant industry and the bar industry just kind of it's gotten back to being cool. Like a lot of the people I'm huge fans of, the Ren and Wolf guys and everybody, they're going back to concepts and like making it a thing again.
Well, making it a place that you want to go to because it's different. It's an experience. They're creating experiences.
Right.
Because money's short right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know that. That's kind of not even an elephant in the room. The elephant's out there, taking a shit, and we're watching it. And it's like, and look, everything's cyclical. I'm an optimist. Everything will get better. People will be fine. The government just print more fucking money. Whatever. Right.
Always.
And then people go spend it at restaurants. But I do think you're right. There's a transition that's reverting back to people creating spaces that give value, not just in the food, but in the environment and the experience.
Right. And I think there was a moment where I thought, Progress, F&B, Hush, all of us, I went, oh, cool, we're going back to food. It doesn't need to be $1.5 million, build out. And actually, I'm kind of being hypocritical because on Eric's podcast, we talked about this, and I went, it's about food and it's about customer service and stuff, but actually I'm taking it back. Like it really, this is a statement piece. Somebody wants to see something. They want to feel something. So so.
Well, tell me about your growing up and your first restaurant job and what that looked like and what got you, I guess, hungry to get into this.
Oh man. Honesty.
Yeah.
Tony Roma's Dobson and Guadalupe.
Doug Robson, who I told you was on here yesterday. That was one of his first jobs. Tony Roma.
John Holmberg worked at Tony Roma's after Dobson. So there's a big full circle, and it was a cool place to work when you went to Dobson, and got a line, or I think it was a dishwasher to start, a busboy, and then all the pretty girls were hostesses, and I was like, I'm not a pretty girl, but I want to be around those guys. So ended up getting on the front of the house staff and stuff like that. And then that was kind of like my intro. And, 16 years old, smoking cigarettes with like the dishwasher guy outside at 10 o'clock at night. And just something about that atmosphere was
so
just
rock and roll, right?
It was. Yeah. It was. And, the music we listened to in the kitchen, which if you go to any kitchen universally, there's just the best music ever. And you'd see like 5 Roots just listening to Britney Spears sometimes. And you're like, whatever they need to do to get into their zone. Yeah. And, but that was the beginning of it. And then, guy worked for Outback.
You like the rib places, huh?
Apparently. Well, the Outback job was horrible. That was on McClintock and Southern by McClintock High School. And all I did was roll silverware in a little 4x4 room for 8 hours.
Oh, my goodness.
That was it.
How much did you get paid? What was minimum then?
It was probably like $7 an hour, maybe $6 an hour. Okay. But I mean, just sat in there, no music, no nothing. And I already have like ADHD and I can't sit still and my mind's racing and thinking about stuff. Worst job ever. Just constant anxiety. And then you go through that, and then are you ready to get out? You're like, I gotta find something else to do. Yeah, I mean, I worked for Shasta Pools. I worked for Safeway, I think, for a minute. Nice. Worked for my family, but then graduated from high school, and Z Tejas opened up in Ray and I-10.
Okay, yeah.
And that area was so hot at the time. Right. All the Cardinals players lived in that area. Barcelona was open on Ray and I-10, right next to it, and 26 of my friends and I all worked at Z Tejas. It opened and we all ended up working there together.
Oh my goodness.
And it was so much fun. Like literally the best time of my life.
And known for their margaritas.
And that one actually just closed and it's available.
Really?
They just closed it, yeah.
So are they all closed in the state now?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
I hope not, but...
Why don't you go put an Aftermath in there?
It's funny. My broker and I were just talking yesterday because we were looking at something and he was like, Z Tejas is open. I was like, dude, that's 19 years old, 20 years old working there. That'd be insane to do that. But if landlords weren't as greedy as they are right now, we could totally do something like that. Yeah. But I mean, who's going to go pay $45,000 a month for?
Bro, it's crazy.
Insane.
It's crazy.
And it trickles down to people complaining about food pricing and hours of operation, and there's no good help, and service was horrible. And it's like, it all starts from somewhere. And like, if everybody didn't have to charge, $75 a foot for a location, you go,
Right.
yeah, I have to lower my hours. I have to, all these things. And
Yeah, that's why I really favor the localism and the local landlords like Lorenzo, Kimber's husband.
Yeah.
Again, I have two clients, Doug Robson and the Toasted Owl down there at the Newton, right?
Mhm.
And Lorenzo owns that, and both of them have been on the podcast, back to back, and they're just like, our landlord's amazing, right?
Oh,
And just to hear that, it's
Yeah.
like, and then you end up going to these shops, and actually, I hear Parsons is really good too. Like
Really?
everybody that goes into his spots,
Yeah.
they absolutely love dealing with him,
nice.
or his team or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're reasonably rent. It's when you get into kind of some of these Scottsdale quarters and these other places where they're just like, yeah, we're gonna charge $110 a square foot, and
Yeah.
you'll take it or leave it.
You'll take or leave it. And if you leave, I got somebody lined up. I have 5 lined up.
Yeah.
And the hard part is then you have some areas that maybe even, not to say anything about our landlords, but that we're in, and they're kind of starting to think like that. And I'm like, but you're not in Kierland. Like, you can't do that. You want us to be here. You want something local. This is what your neighborhoods are asking for. So don't waste it,
It's crazy.
And especially with all the restaurants that are closing right now. I mean, I see an AZ Central email or message on Instagram saying like, here's new ones that are closing. I'm like,
yeah,
I hate that.
yeah.
I hate seeing it.
Well, let's talk about your time with Terry, 15 years at Zinc, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that come to fruition? And I know he was special to you, and a lot had happened.
Yeah. It was kind of a perfect situation. The economy started getting kind of weird with 2008.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was kind of, we all kind of do.
Yeah.
And I was kind of bouncing around at that time. And one of my best friends, Jesse, who's a part of this new project I'm doing, he was like, hey, come bartend at Zinc. And I was like, what is Zinc? And he's like, it's a French bistro. And at the time I was going, French bistro? Like, what?
Yeah.
What is this?
Right.
Went up there, and I remember just walking in, and it was the first time I probably have seen lighting and like a concept. Because I've been in, obviously, every nightclub and every bar across Arizona and everywhere else. But it was the first time I walked in somewhere, and I was like, oh, this is actually like a thing. Like, they want this, and they have it, and it's cool. And I sat there, and I got a job there. And, man, it was just fast-track learning from vodka Red Bulls and stuff. It was, every import champagne and wine. And
because you had bartended prior to that, right?
Oh,
So you
yeah,
had
yeah.
lots of experience.
Yeah, and it was just like, bar, club kind of thing.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you walk into
Jack and Coke to
Key Royales. And, I'm like, okay, this, it was a very kind of a cool rude awakening for me, because I got hungry to want to learn about that aspect than just wearing a black T-shirt and pouring 1,000 drinks. Like, I was like, okay, I'll have 100 guests tonight as opposed to 1,000.
Yeah.
And I'll make double the money. Like, this is insane. Like, this is cool.
Did you learn a lot about food as well, even though you're behind the bar? Yeah.
Matt Carter, and God love him. Him and, gosh, there was a few guys at the time. Jeremy, Dave Bowman, Rochelle was just coming up at that time. And because we became such good friends with them, it got us hungry about food.
Yeah.
About wanting to learn. Because if it's, no offense to anybody, but if it's some 70-year-old guy talking to you about food for 5 hours, you kind of go like, great.
Yeah.
But if it's your friends and you see how like ambitious and how attractive it is to them, I was like, oh, okay. Like, I want to know what
I get it.
au poivre, like, let's go. What is this? So, but number one rule as soon as I walked in the door was, don't talk to Terry. Don't talk to Terry. And that was a number one rule. And for a guy who wants to talk to everybody, I'm just staring at him, and he's walking through with his white pants and white shirt, white hair, blonde hair. And it's like, don't talk to him. And over time.
How many years did it take for you to be able to say something?
Probably about a year or two.
Yeah.
Because he'd walk in and he would talk to you and you'd respond.
Right.
And, he'd put a glass down, pour, and then he'd have a sip or whatever, and he'd take off, and he'd come over and adjust the music and then take off. And that was the second rule was don't touch the music.
Yeah.
Don't talk to him. Don't touch the music.
You probably adjust the lights too, right? Music and lights.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then.
That's where Julian Wright, I think, learned it from.
Probably, yeah. I mean, if you look at anybody, I would say 6 degrees of separation. Everybody in the restaurant industry has worked for Matt, Brian, or Terry at this point. and everybody has an eye for that now, and it's very important. And but yeah, I can just remember those first few years with him was just wild.
But it ended up turning into a friendship, and
and to understand him is why you really got to love him.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people, to this day are just like, oh, you worked for that piece of shit? And I'm like, I might just deck you right now, just so we're clear. But the ones that did know him, just a huge amount of respect for him and just really understood the kind of genius, weird mindset he had, and I think that everybody who's kind of in that genius mode has some kind of quirky thing in their brain. And
why do people have this want to have everything and everybody the same? You know what I'm saying? There's nothing fun about that.
Yeah. And it's funny now because I won't name any names, but I can look at 5 or 6 different people across this industry and I go, they're just a younger version of Terry right now. Like, and I mean,
100%.
And I love it. And I bet maybe people have talked enough shit about those guys, but I go, no, they're just in their own world.
They are who they are.
They are who they are.
Yeah.
And by the way, they have lots of employees. They love them. They take care of them. They're doing taxes. They're taking care of their, environment. How can you hate on them?
Yeah.
Do what you got to do. Yeah.
So you spend 15 years there, and then something hits you in the back of the head where you're just like, I think I'm going to go out and do this on my own.
Well, yeah, and I won't go down too deep of a rabbit hole, but every night working with Terry, walking him home or, walking him over to Ocean Club and just, I spent more time with Terry probably than my parents that whole entire time, 5 nights a week.
Right.
Literally every night.
Yeah.
And he gave us such great tidbits on the restaurant industry and why. And so next thing you know, I'm walking around Zinc, adjusting the lights, turning the music, at 7 o'clock. I'm like, wow, this is like natural now for me. And like greeting people, walking people out. Oh my God, there's a candle out over here. We learned so much from him. So at some point I was like, this has to be for something. Like I can't just sit here forever. I could. Yeah. I would be happy doing it. But I think watching some family members of mine that became entrepreneurs and stuff, I went, I want to employ people. I want to help them buy their first car, buy their first house, watch them get married. Like I wanted to be a part of other people's lives. And when we had opened, Zinc in the airport and then Mission and Kierland, I was a massive part of that, watching daily with Brian and Matt and these guys in construction. And I think at the end of it, I ended up staying at Zinc and left Mission. I went, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do this.
That's
if
cool.
I just did this $3 million thing with them, I can do my own 150. Like, let's try.
Dude, I remember the day, walked into that empty shell.
Yep.
It's like, hey, I'm doing this. Like, cool. Let's do it. Yeah.
I know. And you were, going back to you, like, I remember the first time I met you, we actually met at the Good Egg. Mm-hmm. You, me, and Dom.
That's right. That's right.
And came here, and somebody gave me your information. I came here, I met you in one of the offices, and immediately was just like, oh, I love this guy.
No, you're so sweet.
No, I mean that. I went forever. I will always work with this guy. I don't care what realm I'm in, but I got to.
I appreciate that. What year was that?
That was in 2000. No, we opened in 2001. No, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. 99. No, 2009, 19.
Wait, hold on. Maybe ChatGPT told me.
Yeah, hold on.
19.
2019.
Yeah.
God.
2001.
I know.
12. Right?
Well, I was thinking before the pandemic, and I was going, 2020.
No, I know the numbers all get combobulated. No,
BC,
look, Hush is what a beautiful place to come within its own. It was something that's just new and local and great energy, and I'm very blessed to have gotten a friend out of you, a friend out of Dom. It all worked, right?
Yeah.
Now let's talk about what you're doing now, because you obviously, have gone on and you're doing Aftermath and Born and Bred. So let's talk about these concepts a little bit. And your first Aftermath was over on 16th Street.
Yeah.
And probably kind of a little, I remember when that was under construction. That was taking a little longer than anticipated.
Yeah, it was almost a year.
Yeah. That was a rehab burger, right?
Yeah, it was rehab in the garage. And it was just the landlord had contacted me and just said, hey, I'd wanted to put Hush there originally.
Yeah.
And timing wasn't right. The gentleman who had the garage before, it was a bad situation. So we ended up obviously going in Scottsdale. Well, the property became available again, and he had reached out and just said, love to make it up to you, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I got to jump on this. I love Uptown Phoenix.
Great
I love
area.
the Swizzle, love Phoenix City Grill. Like, I loved everything over there. So we decided to jump on it and almost bit off more than I could chew. Going from like a 1,300 square foot space to like a 3,800 and, twice, 3 times the amount of money that needed to be, built out.
But you can tell that you took a lot of Terry with you, the way that you know what I'm saying? You just made it just, it's lights and music and just sexiness to
Mirrors, It's, and anything we do, and even stuff I look at online or go somewhere, I'm always thinking about like that stuff and what he did and what I know and why these people are doing this. And, but yeah, that was a really fun time to open that up. And it was a stretch. It was right after COVID. It was a little slow still, and it was still separated seating, and obviously different parts of the valley. You had, Old Town where you could try to fit 5,000 people into a room and they don't care. And then obviously in Phoenix, it's like a little bit more spaced out. So it was a really slow start for us in the beginning, but got some really cool accolades. I had a lot of my really close friends work with me at the time, and it was awesome. It was really fun. Yeah.
How is it for you to be back in Chandler now?
It's cool. It's really cool. Chandler is still developing more and more.
Yeah.
Even like I'd say 10, 15 years ago when we go down there and El Zocolos and brunchies, and it was not what it's becoming today. And it's still not even close to probably what it's going to become. I think it's a little slow weekday-ish still in Chandler, where Gilbert's a little busier, Old Town and Phoenix are a little busier. So if you're local, go out on the weekdays and support your restaurants and your bars and your stuff. Yeah. So, but the weekends are, they're killer.
I love Chandler. I'm down there quite a bit. My friend Mike just took over the barbecue place. Yeah. Yeah, I bet he's going to do backyard barbecue over there. He was just on the pod a few episodes ago, and he's growing like you are.
So excited for that down there.
I'm very, very grateful for that. Puro, great owner there. You know, Gavin, he's just amazing. He's a great dude. So helpful.
One of those brains again. Yeah. That you kind of go like, he sees it 100 yards before
for sure
it's actually a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've become very close with him, just like, with you. So name all of your locations for the audience listening, and this way I want them to know where you're at and what you're doing.
So we've got Aftermath, the original Aftermath in Phoenix, 16th and Bethany, Born and Bred Scottsdale, which is basically Lincoln and Scottsdale and the old Humble Pie. Then we have Born and Bred in downtown Chandler, right there in the corner of Buffalo and Arizona Avenue. And then we have Rosewood coming to downtown Gilbert.
Very cool.
This is like, I don't know how to say it. Like, this is the one.
This is it.
Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong. You don't like think any of your kids are ugly, but this is the gifted one. I feel like it's a new concept. It's going back to our roots. We're doing a little bit higher end. We're not going full like fine dining, but definitely higher end than what we've done. And it's like I said, going back to Mission, Zinc, places we've been, and just going that route where we spoke earlier. I think everything's going back to the way it was. Experience. I could just open a bar in downtown Gilbert. It'd be fun. It'd be cool. I'm used to it. I could do it well, but I want to be challenged. I want people to dress up for dinner again. I want it to be an occasion. Like most of our locations right now, I think necessarily aren't occasion places. Yeah. It's a birthday. You're not thinking, I need to go to Aftermath. But there's an occasion for anything every day.
For sure.
And there's only this big of a window for it right now.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fast casual and there's a lot of casual, but I mean, just Google right now, like date night tonight. Maybe 5 pull up in the 15-mile radius that are really like, oh, and I want to be a part of that.
Where did the Rosewood come from?
Honestly, we went through about probably 15 names. And then
it's like naming a dog.
yeah. And they all were great. And anything from, we wanted to do Ironwood. Next thing you know, we're like, Ironwood, Scottsdale. Oh, okay. Oh, how about Westwood? Westwood, sounds weird. Westwood High School is right there. People might associate that we're from Westwood High School, or I don't know. Yeah. So you just start going through stuff, and I went, okay. And then we wanted something a little bit more feminine, but still masculine.
Yeah. Like if it was an Old Town Scottsdale club, it would be Hardwood.
Right. Yeah, it would. Exactly. So, and I kind of went the Terry route where I'm going a little bit more feminine and female friendly because if women are friendly and love it, men show up too. And men will go with them.
1,000%.
So,
yeah.
and Rosewood just kind of felt.
And you want stuff on the menu that women are going to enjoy
Right.
and love and, that makes them want to go there.
Yes.
Yeah. You know who's done a great job at that is Kala.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
And they're doing like the Sunday, are they right? Sunday night, the bartender thing?
I don't know exactly all the stuff that they're doing, but that sounds about right when I look on social media. So,
Yeah.
no, there's definitely a lot of room for that. And it's cool when you have like people that dress up and more of a mature crowd. And, from my standpoint, it's like, let's have less people getting so inebriated that they don't make that logical decision to call a taxi because, they have something to lose, right? And it's just like that's what scares me the most is just all the drinking and driving going on right now.
I know. And there was a moment where I was afraid you'd have my keys in my pocket.
Yeah.
And now I think it's gone back to being super relaxed again.
I think so.
And not to say that that's good or bad, because you want business and that there's some responsible people that can go have one or two and they know when to cut it off. And they've eaten a lot. It's been a few hours. Like there's a lot of responsibility there. I think people are mature enough, but there's also this whole another world that zero responsibility.
Most of the time when I see these wrecks, they're usually people that are, blowing a 1.8 or something ridiculous to where your senses just aren't even that you can't even logically react to anything going on. Or, these wrong way driving incidents. Insane. They're horrible. Just had one the other day, killed a 21-year-old. It was on the news. It's horrible.
Yeah. And all of us, we all have been so inebriated. And I can't even fathom that either A, I'd drive like that, or B, that I would be so inebriated I wouldn't even know. That's the level of maybe mixing and things that are going on.
Yeah.
You're on another planet.
That's why the higher ticket places, or at least medium ticket places, I think are just better risk in general.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing.
Yeah.
People are going out and doing that. What is one of the biggest, let's just say, successes that you've had during your, last few years that you just didn't expect? And you're just like, whoa, wait a minute.
That's a really good question. We've won some really cool awards that from growing up where, we really didn't win a lottery or win anything. Yeah. I don't feel like I ever won anything. And then we get, there's always someone got concert tickets and it's like, it wasn't me. I think that when we won Best New Restaurant, the first time with Hush, we won quite a few really fast. And that was almost like culture shock for him and I. I think he knew how good he was.
Yeah.
But I did not. I had that identity. What do you call that? I forget what you call it.
Imposter syndrome?
Yes. Yeah. And I was like, I shouldn't be here. I don't know what I'm doing. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And then we went to Aftermath, and then we won Best New Restaurant, Best Burger, and a bunch of stuff in a row right there. And I went, okay, maybe we do know this. Maybe thank you, Terry, for teaching us. And my chef and partner at the time, and still a partner in the company, Dave Bowman. And then it happened again at Chandler. We won Best New Restaurant. And it's I feel like we're solidifying that we actually do belong here a little bit. Yeah. I think we've got it's such a small world that I think there's some paths that have crossed and we've lost some friends, which happens.
Yeah.
So I feel like you think you're losing popularity, but you're still here and you're still succeeding. And I don't know. It's been kind of
you got to be you and do you and just know, ethically and logically and passionately, you're just doing what you do.
Yeah. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I care about everybody and I care about what people think. But at some point you just got to go, hey, if they had a problem with me because their friend got let go at one point or something, I just don't care anymore.
So talking about that, what are some of the challenges and also some of the pluses of creating a community inside your organization? And I know employees to you are obviously they're people and they're like family. And how involved are you with all the employees? And as you grow, how important is it for them all to kind of resonate with each other?
It's really important. I feel like I do a really good job. I know every employee's name.
Wow.
I really do. I mean, all the way down to the dishwashers.
That's amazing.
And we've got some amazing leaders, from our chefs to our managers to our, captain servers and stuff. Everybody's really stepped up and done the job for us to keep kind of growing. And I feel like there's just not a lot of, I feel like after COVID, it was really hard to find really good employees.
Yeah.
And when you find some, you want to just hug them tight and go, you're not leaving.
Right.
I got to keep you forever.
Yeah.
And we found quite a few good ones. And that's why we're probably still going to try to keep growing. It's just because we have them. And the moment we can't find them or don't have them, I think that's when you kind of stop.
Well, that helps give them more opportunity as well.
Yeah.
Because you're creating more opportunity for them to do more, to make more for them and their families.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's really cool. Are you bouncing from store to store? Do you have a set schedule? Do you just kind of...
No set schedule, bouncing from store to store. I mean, as you know, just with what you're doing, there's only so much selling you can do, and then there's the business part.
Yeah.
And so it's bills, it's this, I spend most of my day in the mornings or daytime literally just doing bills and all the business stuff. And then if I have time at night or if I'm planning on nights, then I go out and let's go meet some new folks. Let's go, build some business and obviously be with my staff and stuff.
Well, let's talk about you personally a little bit. Like I know you're, not recent, but pretty recently, married, and she's absolutely adorable, very, very sweet, and she's into fitness.
Yep.
So tell me how your life has changed a little bit being married to, a fitness superstar and you getting yourself in check and being in hospitality.
Yeah, I think it was just, I think God just put her in my life.
Yeah.
I'm watching my life kind of go a certain way, and then you meet somebody and everything just changes
I can
overnight.
Relate.
Yeah. And even to the point where, I don't drink really that much at all anymore.
Yeah.
And not because I don't need it or, I still love the taste of alcohol and I still love stuff like that, but I don't feel like I have to.
Yeah.
She makes it so easy to just be me and be normal than to go home and be like, let's just chug a bunch of wine and let's do whatever, And obviously on the health side too, you're around somebody who's up at 6 and working out every day and taking care of their body and their mind and everything. It's contagious. And next thing you know, you're like, I'm on this track too. Let's go. Like I said, I got my Kangen water here. I got my Element Teas in my pocket. All my supplements this morning. Let's go.
So like what's your, I know you don't get up and just start paying bills. So kind of like what's your daily routine and what are your non-negotiables? I think people like to know the owners personally.
Honestly, it's early mornings. It's like 6:37.
Yeah.
Always, we usually go for walks with the dogs,
cool.
Gym, breakfast, and then it's straight to work at that point.
Yeah.
But those are non-negotiables. Morning time with her, breakfast, walk or gym, and then, whatever the day brings.
Are you home late a lot or kind of plan that out?
I'm home around like 7-ish, and then on the weekends, 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not as bad as it used to be as far as, running a show and being there the last person to leave every night of the week. That really puts a damper on your relationship and stuff.
Do they make you special food? Because I know you're not eating cheeseburgers every day.
No, I don't really eat a whole lot there. If I do, it's salmon or salad or something like that. Or every once in a while, obviously the talent we have, if they've made some features, especially in Scottsdale right now, Chef Kelly's just killing it.
Yeah.
Like, he's got so many things that he's just pulling up, and I'm like, okay, I'll have a meatball sandwich right now. And eating it in the corner by myself. And it's no, it's I still taste and try everything. I'm just not like walking in and being like, oh, Aftermath burgers every day. Here we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It'd be too easy and too good.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any advice for anybody that is and when I say advice, just like things from mistakes maybe that you've learned from, things that you would, maybe suggest based on your experience to anybody that's in the restaurant business or maybe wanting to get into it?
Start early, start late. Who cares?
Yeah.
Start at the beginning. Be a dishwasher, be an expo, be a line cook, be a server, be a busser. Don't try to run in and go be a GM.
Yeah.
Don't try to run in and go, I want to go own a place. Like, there's a reason why In-N-Out Burger, Dutch Bros, you have to work for the company for like 2 or 5 years.
You can own one, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like everybody needs to do that. Now, in the same breath, some people just have it. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
You can lose at anything. You might as well just try doing what you want to do.
For sure.
And yeah, I think that people just get in their own heads too much. And, even for us, we've had 10 conversations this week about like, you guys are going too fast. I'm like, I know, but if we don't, someone's going to take the opportunity from us or for us. And then, so we're here, it's here, let's do it.
Yeah,
So
I think, and I think you would agree to that, and I'll add to that. It's surround yourself with trusted advisors in each
yeah,
field,
yeah,
and let those people do their job and handle that sort of stuff, so it takes it off of you.
yeah,
And once you find those people, there comes a bridge of trust where cool, let's do this. Like they become a part of your team.
right,
That's. I mean, you went from 1 to what, going on 4 now?
yeah,
I mean, pretty quick.
yeah.
In
I
all
mean, this is
relativity.
4
Yeah.
years. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, I guess the best thing I heard, I forget who said it, maybe Andy Frisella or something like that. But he said, "What happens if you don't do it?
Right.
This could happen if I do
Yeah,
do it,
that's a
but
good
what
point.
if I don't do it?
Yeah.
What if this is the one and these other 3 don't make it?
Yeah.
And I lost everything, or this one makes it and makes everything else even better." So I just think people just learn as much as you can. Don't be afraid, and you got to just go do it.
To me, failure is just an opportunity to do something else again.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. And full transparency, I think that our Chandler location, we've failed a lot of things, and
Yeah.
we're learning from it, and we're learning how to make Phoenix better out of it, and we're learning how to pivot our location right now, and maybe we're reconcepting, maybe we're changing our hours, maybe our whole entire system changes. I don't know. But
Yeah.
it's cool because otherwise we could have just been average forever and never even knew. So
that's the feedback loop, right? And
Yeah.
when you take that feedback and you make yourself better, it's just like working out. It's like paying attention to your body. It's like,
Yeah.
I want bigger biceps. Okay, cool. What do you got to do? I want to be skinnier. Well, you probably got to eat right,
yeah, I think a lot of my stuff, I get inspired by you because all of a sudden I'm looking and all of a sudden you're like in the garage. It's still dark outside.
Yeah.
It's cold.
I get up
and-
at 3:30.
Oh my gosh.
But I go to bed at 8. I don't have to work in a restaurant.
Yeah.
7:30 sometimes my wife will be like, "You're already asleep on the couch. Just go to bed." But
Yeah.
and I appreciate that. And when you see that stuff, that's me. That's what I'm doing. And I
Yeah.
love sharing that stuff because to get comments like that, it's really cool because I want people to be motivated by positivity and nothing else. There's nothing else in my life than that.
Right. And I think that's why everybody is so addicted to you at this point, friend wise or mentor wise or whatever, is because you are authentic, but you also make everybody feel like, wow, well, I should try this. And like it works for him, it might work for me. And next thing you know, like I said, I used to wake up at 9.
Yeah, well,
And
if
now
it
it's
doesn't work for
6:30.
you, it's not my fault.
But now I'm gonna go home and go, hey, 3:30. We gotta wake up at 3:30 now.
3:30. Come on, let's.
But
do
you know what? I'll give you this. From 3:30 until 9 is
Yeah.
probably the best part of the day.
Yeah.
Like less people are out,
100%.
less phone calls,
Oh my god.
more concentration. Because I know that when I wake up at 7:30, by 9:30, I'm going.
So
"Oh,
much going on. Yeah.
Yes, and
I
I,
mean-
didn't have that first few hours to like really get my own personal day and my own stuff going.
Let
Yeah.
me tell you the other magic at 3:30. Well, today 4:30. So I'm taking Jersey, one of my shepherds, out for a walk. We do every morning. We have our routine. She's like, "Come on, time for a walk." We'll go walk a couple miles just to get my body flowing. I'll listen to a podcast or whatever. But I'm walking and I look up at the neighbor's roof and there's this object about this big. Okay, and I'm like, "What in the world is that?" And so first thing in my mind is maybe a cat got on the roof. No, dude. I walk over and I turn on my light. Owl.
Oh,
Standing there, and I'm talking to this owl. Literally, I'm talking to an owl.
Yeah.
I'm literally talking to a real owl. Just like, hey, buddy, how are you? I mean, you may think I was crazy. Dog, no clue. She's just sniffing around.
yeah.
And the owl's just kind of looking back at me. And then I have a walking stick that I take because there's coyotes and stuff in our neighborhood. And
Yeah.
I had raised the stick, and the owl's wings just and
Gargoyle.
yeah, dude, it was crazy. And I tell this story because there's so much magic in a world of silence, like you're saying, when nobody's around, when it's
Yeah.
calm, before the shit starts hitting the fan, and whatever, good or any other direction. But there's a lot to be said about just having that time alone or with
Right.
nature.
Yeah.
First thing.
And being in the bar business, anybody will tell you this, from 10, 11 when you get off
Yeah.
till at 2 a.m., that's that same time, just a different part of your
Yeah.
life. And I enjoyed getting off at Zinc or wherever and sitting on my patio, time maybe a cigarette or something because it was gross in 2000s. But you'd go, this is my time. Like
Yeah.
there's nobody up, there's nobody out, there's, no family's calling. And it's just like, and now I realize that at this point in my life that probably 3 to 7 is just
kind of reversed.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So
No, I totally get that. That's awesome. All right, I have some rapid fire questions to finish up, but before we do that, I was going to ask you: is there anything that you want to? I mean, we talked about the new place coming online. Is there anything you want to promote or talk about, and I'll have all of your social media stuff and everything in show notes.
No, we're just doing a late night in Chandler, which is going to be fun. We're going to try to adopt that part of that concept down there, just because Murphy's and Pedal House and Stillery, there's a lot of late night stuff, and I think we're just missing out. So we're going to go kind of aggressive there. So
good food late night.
Great food, great cocktail specials, probably the best down there, I'll be honest. Scottsdale is just doing really good. So
cool.
And then Phoenix, we just redid the whole menu, so we're excited.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. Yeah, go check out Charles's place. They're really, really good. If you haven't even heard of it before, it's like you're ridiculous.
There you go. Thanks.
All right, here we go. Rapid fire. Be invisible or read minds?
Read minds.
Okay.
Yeah. Most people would say invisible.
Yeah.
I would say in high school, probably that. Just being a high school kid.
But if you're invisible and people are kind of like talking out loud, do you think maybe...
Yeah, but let's go back to what we just said a second ago. Like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
Talk what you want. I'd really read minds and go, the guests love
right. There you go.
seafood more than burgers or whatever.
5-star. Yeah. Dress shoes or sneakers?
Sneakers.
Yeah. What's your favorite sneaker?
Oh, well, honestly, I wear Vans every day. But old school Vans, yeah. And I've been wearing these same kind of Vans since first grade, second grade. But definitely Jordans too.
Nice.
Yeah, my wife hates me. Hates me.
You have a shoe closet, don't you?
I do.
You have a problem.
I have probably 55 pairs of shoes. And
I know that about you.
Shoots me every day.
Roller coasters or water slides?
Water slides. I hate roller coasters.
Yeah.
Afraid of heights.
Yeah, so am I.
I don't know what happened.
Dude, that's funny. So am I.
You and I were probably kamikazes as younger kids, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, I'm putting Christmas lights up, and I get like...
Equilibrium's off, bro. Do you like to fly at all? Or
no.
Yeah, I hate it.
I hate it. We just flew, and if I stopped drinking, I would only drink if I was flying.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that can calm me down.
Bro, I stopped drinking 11 years ago, and that was the hardest thing, was getting on a flight completely sober.
Yeah.
Because that was my only distraction.
Yeah.
Now I just suck it up.
Yeah, and we flew over the ocean on a red eye.
No, not doing it. Write a bestseller or direct a blockbuster?
Write a bestseller.
Okay. Yeah, movies aren't the same anymore.
No, and also that's still, I think I like the art of writing the bestsellers.
Yeah.
I like the art stuff of everything.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Bitcoin or gold?
Gold.
All right. Phone
Good
call
question.
or text message?
Text message if anybody knows me. And even though now, so a few weeks ago, I bought an old flip phone.
Yeah.
And I was going to go back to a flip phone. I went, you know what? I'm going to make myself have to call people.
Sounds amazing.
I did it for like 2 weeks, and my wife's like, you're not even using it. And I'm like, I'm trying, but everybody's texting me, and I can't text on this thing. So if someone could invent an old school flip phone that could text easier and better, I would be better off.
That would be cool.
But for 2 weeks, I didn't really look at social media as much as I did, except for at night or if I had to do stuff for work. It was great.
And you felt healthier.
Well, and also like the Bill Murray aspect. He doesn't use anything. He's like, I'm at this restaurant for lunch if you need me.
Yep.
And apparently he's like the happiest guy on the planet. So I go, I think we need to get back to that a little bit. Or we're not Jewish, but she talked about is it Ramadan?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Maybe it is. It's where like one day you have no devices and stuff. And she was talking about maybe doing Sundays.
I think that's a great idea.
No devices.
Yeah.
If you're going to have dinner with your family, just be here at 5.
I took email off my phone. Couldn't do it anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I was in the car like checking email. I'm like, what am I doing? I can't even give you a good response.
Right.
It's a reaction.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah.
And so it's like we've gotten in play. And I read this book called Essentialism. I highly recommend reading it. Anybody like that's in business, Greg McCown is the author. Took me like a week to get through this book because I was so infatuated with it. And after reading that book, I was just like, what is really essential in life? You know? And really it's my personal health and taking care of that. It's loving my family. And the rest will just fall into place. But to have like to try to read it like a quote or try to, like an insurance quote or try to make a decision on something that could have an adverse effect or a good effect on somebody while you're in the car at a stoplight.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid. So it's
Yeah.
like, just delete this off here. I will check my emails from my computer when I get to it.
They deserve more of your energy and time and
Yeah.
dedication than a quick,
Correct.
just to get it quick.
And dude, the amount of stress and alleviation that it did, that it alleviated was awesome because
Yeah.
you're not like looking at a screen and then trying to
Yeah.
like drive your car and, guilty.
And you're watching the email number just go like 17, 21,
Yeah.
35, and you go, oh my gosh.
All done.
And no disrespect to anybody. I didn't know all the holidays. I should know that, but I didn't know that. So
it's okay. Okay, would you rather run on the beach or lift weights?
lift weights.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish I was a runner. I used to during the pandemic, but
Yeah.
now everything just hurts.
I quit running too.
And
Arnold Schwarzenegger, old school lifting.
yeah. And actually, we've actually just talked about doing more body weight stuff.
Dude, I do calisthenics twice
Yeah.
a week. My calisthenics coach, base theory, amazing.
Yeah.
Out in a park, body weight is the way to go at this age.
Yeah. Because, 2 years ago, I was competing with our friends, like, benching 225. And I just go, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm going to tear
Rip
something.
your shoulder out.
Yeah. So now we're going to body weights. And I feel way better.
Yeah.
Way better.
You look good.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah. Thanks.
Classic car or a new ride?
Classic car.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
your favorite classic?
Well, we actually have one right now. And like this is like the classic rock kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
in Foo Fighters classic rock now. We've got a 2012 Tacoma
Nice.
with 100,000 miles on it. And the thing is a beast. And I've got a Ram diesel that's in the shop like every week, it feels like.
Yeah.
And this thing just sits in the garage.
You
We
can't
drive
go
it.
wrong with Toyota, dude.
No.
I just bought the new, oh my God, 4Runner.
Oh.
The brand new one.
Oh.
Yeah, with the front end. Yeah. It's
Oh.
awesome.
My
My whole family's got Toyotas. I've bought 8 Toyotas the last however many years from the
Yeah.
same guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, but classic car, probably 66 Mustang. 65, 66 Mustang.
Yeah.
Red.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
Pizza or sushi?
Pizza.
Yeah.
I love sushi. I wish I could just say sushi, but if I had a choice, if it was like Fire and Brimstone or
Yeah.
so-and-so's, I gotta get
Pizza.
pizza. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Especially good pizza.
Oh, especially good pizza, dude.
Yeah.
Authentic good pizza.
Okay, before you say anything, it's pizzas like if you're gonna have a drink, if you do still drink, get the really good one.
Yeah.
Don't get the cheap scotch. Get a good one.
Get it. Yeah. Okay.
If you're gonna get pizza, don't get the cheap pizza. Go somewhere really good, enjoy it,
Yeah.
and just go. If this is my last one I'm ever gonna have, this is the memory I gotta have. It's not gonna
Savor it.
be, I love Sbarro's, but if you're gonna go to Sbarro's in the mall,
Right.
that's not gonna be my last pizza.
No.
There's no way.
Yeah. God, how many malls were left?
I know.
Guns N' Roses or Metallica?
Metallica.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I
hope
love-
they come to the Sphere. I hope.
Oh,
they
I
do.
saw that. Yes,
Yeah.
if they do,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty intense.
Yeah.
And I do love Guns N' Roses, but holy cow, Metallica.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go to the last concert when they were here, and they got sick one of the days, and they had to reschedule and stuff.
I was at the day he was playing sick.
Really?
And you wouldn't even have noticed, but he had like COVID. He was with Wolfgang and
Yeah.
Pantera.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Oh. Yeah, we were supposed to go. John Holmberg was supposed to get me tickets and didn't.
good. Oh,
So
John.
I'll give him some more hell for that.
God, John's an old friend of mine too. That's funny.
He's the best.
He's the best. Go Steelers.
Oh, I know. Go to Harold's in Cave Creek and watch it.
Yeah. Okay, last question. Cypress Hill or Run DMC? I know you.
I'm gonna have to go Cypress Hill. I do love me some Run DMC and Rakim and that generation, but man, Cypress Hill, just 7th grade,
Yeah.
baggy jeans, K-Swisses on,
Smell like weed.
and having headphones on like this,
Yeah.
and holding a cassette tape or my portable Discman, walking down the street, and that Cypress Hill with the little green emblem thing and the old house in the background. Like, oh man.
It's the best days, man.
Yeah.
Best days.
Okay, I got 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
No particular order. Top 3 favorite bands.
Van Halen.
Knew that one.
I mean, that's just number one. I just saw David Lee Roth. God, that was painful. I was on the
Oh.
front row too. He literally
Oh.
smelled like leather. Okay.
Oh,
You
man.
could see his hair plugs, which is fine. I mean, he's 70 years old. He had skin cancer, I think, on his nose. So a friend from Dallas flew out, another bar owner that I've worked with for 20 plus years. I'm his longest lasting vendor ever. But he flies out, and we did Sammy Hagar last year because we're both huge Van Halen heads, right?
Yeah.
And we saw Eddie's third to last show ever when he was out at Cricket, Desert Sky, whatever the hell it's called now. Auction, I think. So we go to David Lee Roth. We're in the front row. It's in this casino, literally in a casino ballroom, not even 1,000 people there, right? I mean, it's just something like a sideshow. The band was great, don't get me wrong, but Dave could hardly sing. He's like, yeah, talking about love, you know? And then it was just like, he was just kind of talking. And then he would have like a belt out every now and then. He was like, Panama, you know, it was just like, oh my God. So we're standing there, front row. House lights are still on. David Lee Roth comes out, twisting and twirling, and literally has his glasses on. You can see his eyes right through his glasses, and he kind of lowers them down. And for 2 songs, he's literally staring at me and Jonathan.
What?
And the house lights are on. And it is the creepiest
You're like looking
thing.
around.
No, totally. I'm just like, I literally had never felt so uncomfortable. I was like, and I've met David Lee Roth. Like I've sat back at Cajun House with him for like an hour and had conversations and stuff like that. Oh, dude, that was the best. And I watched him perform there when he was still able to do like the splits and, you know, stuff like that. But
my gosh.
Dude, this was odd. I'll show you some videos on my camera.
So he's going full Mariah Carey now, where he kind of like lip syncs or like does the talking and then belts one.
It was, yes. Okay. It was wild.
I hate getting older for this.
Yeah, but I had to go, and I'm glad I did, and the band was great, so whatever. So yeah, Van Halen's number 1.
Okay.
God, I'm such a band head. It's really, I mean, that's just such a difficult question. I love my Rat, and I love my, you know, I love my Warrant and Whitesnake and all that. I mean, if I could just compartmentalize all those hair metal bands all together, because there's just so many catchy and great tunes. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, I love my Seattle stuff. I love my Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, and Alice in Chains. And then I also love like the old, you know, like Ice-T and Dr. Dre and, you know, Ice Cube and all that. That was like really special to me. And the Beastie Boys. I mean,
Beastie Boys.
Growing up and that sort of thing. And then I get into these moments of like, I do like Foo Fighters, but more so than that for me, it's, you know, Creed and Alter Bridge and oh my God, it's just so good.
I know.
That's what's giving me kind of that energy of like, I'm feeling like, oh cool, new music. But here's what's going to get you. The number 2, now that I think about it on that list, 9 Inch Nails.
Oh, great choice.
9 Inch Nails, dude.
Great choice.
Like it just bar, wow.
Yep.
And then number 3, this is going to be a little bit out there. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my Tom Petty and my Black Crowes and you know, all that sort of genre too. I have my favorites within that. But number 3 is probably going to be REM.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the frequency? Yeah.
I just have such an affinity for his creativity and their music. And as a kid growing up, being an 80s like butt rock person, like and I grew up in Atlanta. A lot of people don't know that. I grew up for 11 years in Atlanta, even though I was born here. I hated REM. I hated Driving and Crying. I hated the Indigo Girls. I hated all the shit that was associated with Atlanta at the time. It wasn't until I grew up a little bit and I had this really good appreciation for different music where I was just like, holy crap, this is good.
Yeah.
Green, what a great album.
Yeah.
You know,
great album.
Monster, what a great album. I mean, just albums you wouldn't even think of. I'm not even talking their older stuff. I don't even like that stuff as much as I like that in between 90s to. Yeah. And what I really love doing is finding albums from bands of the 80s, you know, 90s that you didn't really discover back then because the genre had already moved over. So we were listening to, say, the Pearl Jams and the Nirvanas. Yeah. But some of these bands like Warrant and Rat and some of these
Crowded
other
House,
ones, yeah, they had these albums that you go back and you discover them through iTunes. You're like, holy crap, this is phenomenal.
They didn't have a big enough part of that history time.
Correct.
Because just, like you said, Pearl Jam, Smashing Pumpkins, Pixies, just boom. This little green box
That's all
of
we
stuff.
listen to then. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
What's your second question?
Second question. If you weren't doing this right now, what would you be doing with your life? That's a great question.
Yeah, it is a great question. I would legitimate. My wife, if she's gonna laugh. I would be out panning for gold.
Really?
Dead serious.
Really?
I have gotten so infatuated with, and it's not like getting rich or it's about being there. My dog's at my side, or my dogs are at my side. I'm at the creek. I'm physically moving. I'm in nature. I'm working for something to discover something.
Yeah.
There's no phone. There's no nothing. And at the end of the day, I just have a nice big ass steak, right?
Yeah.
And a potato and probably a piece of pie because I've worked really hard for it.
Yeah, you deserve it.
I've got a nice tan, right?
Yeah.
I go to bed and I wake up and I do it again and I have no worries, you know?
Buddy, that's great.
Yeah.
I was going to say you were either going to be in the hospitality industry or you were going to work at Disneyland.
Yeah, no. I'm at that point in my life now where I'm all done, people. You know, like tomorrow we're heading up to Sholo to our tiny home up there. We bought a tiny home.
I saw that. Love it.
And it's great, man. It's a great escape. And even again, relating back to talking to Doug Robson yesterday, he had brought this up. He has a place up in Greer, and he's like, I love going up there. I love being there for a few nights, enjoying the nature, being alone, doing all that. But him, like me, I also like being down here because I love, like you, I love people.
Yeah.
I love this interaction. I love this energy. I've got so much to give. And then all of a sudden my battery will go down.
Yep.
And then I need to go somewhere to recharge.
Yep.
And that's why we bought that place. And it's 3 hours door to door. You go in, it's beautiful. Got all my stuff there.
Yeah.
Not Airbnb. And screw that. I want my own place,
Yep.
and my own stuff.
Yeah,
view.
you don't need people in there messing your stuff
It's just
up.
coffee and views, man.
Yeah, and Charlie Clark's in Cholo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you ever go to Charlie Clark's?
No, but I think we have reservations.
Okay, Charlie Clark's, oldest, greatest.
Yeah.
Prime rib.
It's so funny you brought that
so
up.
Great.
Yeah.
My dad's been living up there since, forever. He lives in Casa Grande and in Sholo. And when we go up there and, Charlie Clark's is one of my
You got to hit me up
memories.
next time you're heading up there.
Yeah, I will.
There, I'll have you stop by.
I will. I mean, I love what you're doing. The tiny home thing up there is phenomenal.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, fits everything?
Yeah.
Like everything feels good?
Well, dude, it was 399 square feet, and then we extended it out another 800 square feet. So we just had a remodel done on it.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's Sholo. Our association fee is like $200 a month. It includes water, trash. I mean, everything, gated security. I mean, gated. It's wonderful. The grounds are amazing. All in, it's like $350,000.
Wow.
And we have a second house out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and you could eventually one day spend more time there and a little bit less here.
Yeah, for sure.
When you're ready
that's why
for
we
it.
did the remodel on it.
All right, I'm almost 6'2", 6'3". Could I fit in it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, dude. I got contractors in there.
I hear tiny home all the time, and I go because we did the van life kind of thing.
Yeah. No.
And we went to California and spent the night and 2 nights in Malibu, and we did this van thing. And luckily, I could fit in the shower and everything. It was great, and we kind of both
you wouldn't fit in the loft area where I put my record player or whatever because
Okay.
I'm a midget compared to you. But the rest of it's vaulted ceilings.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
I love it. I got to hear more about it.
It's got 8 air conditionings because my wife is like went through menopause and like everything's hot, and I got like 8 air conditionings now. It's crazy. So, anyways,
oh, wow.
Well, thank you for the questions.
No, thank you. I think everybody needs to ask you more questions. So, how about this? When Eric gets my podcast up, when he helps me, I want you my first guest.
I would love to be your first guest. We'll talk about the music industry, my time in the restaurant business, all that sort of stuff. And that's why I do this. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I bring my friends on. Yes, we work together in many capacities, but at the end of the day, it's about getting your story out. And I've been doing this podcast for going on 4 years now, and I just enjoy it. And so if it resonates with 1 or 10 or 100 people where they get to know your name and the personality behind you, that's reason enough for them to go and support your local establishment.
Right. And I think a lot of people don't understand who people really are. Because there's a lot of people back in the day that I didn't really understand and maybe didn't like them or anything like that. And I go, wow, I actually love this guy.
Right.
Oh my God, the greatest.
It's a maturity thing.
I know.
Yeah,
Welcome to maturity, everybody.
100%. All right. Well, thank you again, everybody. Thanks for listening. Please 5-star, give it a thumbs up or whatever. Please share this podcast. Keep in mind, we do have our Built Different community that Jeremy and I are doing. So I'll have that in show notes as well. But most importantly, please go support Chuck D's restaurants. Just go there and have fun and enjoy it and let me know how you like it. So until next time, peace out.
God bless.